Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding. Tonight, we got a very special guest. This basketball head is an Archbishop Malloy great who kept the point guard position alive between the Kenny Smith and Kenny Anderson era, but definitely made a name for his own as a tough, heady, high IQ point guard. After Malloy, he attended Brooklyn College and then Trinidad State, JUCO. Then what you know, he bounced back to Division I status when he signed a letter of intent to attend Portland University for the last 2 years of his eligibility. Just a kid from the East Coast, balling out in the West Coast Conference, this basketball head always represents New York City to the fullest. Now you can catch him coaching Team Rio, the nationally ranked AAU club. Without further ado, help me welcome to the show Archbishop Malloy great and Portland University standout, and now the head coach for Team Rio, Adolphus. Call me AD Gaffney.
Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
All right, what's happening, man?
What's going on, baby?
Oh, man, it's all good, man. It's all good, man. Good to have you on the show, brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the love.
No doubt. My man, Pat Alphonse, like, yo, you got to get my man on, yo. He put in a lot of work out here in these streets, man. I like, yo, I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. Me and P go way back, man. Like bell bottoms. We go way back, baby.
Well, man, listen, you keeping the fire lit, you keeping it going on, you teaching the next generation, man. So salute to you, man.
Appreciate it, brother. I see you out in these streets too, working, man. Keeping this thing going, man. It's been a pleasure following you.
That's right.
Keep up the good work, man.
Appreciate that, man. It's that New York City basketball brotherhood, man.
No doubt. For life.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So who introduced you to the game, brother?
You know what? Crazy story. Actually, it was my mom's. Quiet as kept. Back when we was me and my brother, we were living out in Queens, Ravenswood. My mother, she was a basketball player when she was young. She played in high school. Obviously, the rules were a little bit different then. Obviously, playing on the women's side, and she took us out to the park, showed us how to shoot all these like underhand shots and all those crazy things, and we just fell in love with it then. And from then, I say I was probably about 9, 10 years old. It's been part of my life, big part of my life ever since. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, salute to your moms, man.
Yeah,
For
no
sure,
doubt.
man.
Shout out to the queen. Everybody knows who she is.
That's right, man. I love to give love to the parents and those people who introduce us to the game, right? Because it's such a special thing, a special connection that you have. It's something that we never forget. And it kind of helps us in life further on.
No doubt.
Yeah. So, what part of New York City you from?
Well, I you know what? I was born in Queens, moved to Brooklyn for a little while. Through my early, elementary days, to move back to Queens when I was around 11 years old, and been in Queens ever since. So early part of my elementary days, I lived in BK, but born in Queens, and then finished out in Queens.
Okay. So when you became, above age and you start going down playing ball in the park, right? And you playing half court, 21, Utah, whatever it is, who's like the man around the way? Who's the best player in the neighborhood at the time?
You know what? It's funny because, you know, I done moved around to a bunch of different neighborhoods. I done lived out in Ravenswood, lived out in Left Rack, lived out in Hollis, lived out in Southside. So, you know, there was, and that's part of, I guess, part of my story too, is wherever the neighborhood I was in, I was always looking for the best opportunity, the best ball. I will tell a quick story when I was out in Left Rack, and this is part of the lineage too. And I give a big shout out to Vincent Smith, Kenny Smith, Pierre Turner, all these cats. That's you know, that the whole AMI family. That's really where I really took off. And to your point, we was in Lost Battalion Hall, and we was playing whatever, and I must have scored like the last 3 baskets. It was point game, and I scored on this cat. I told him I'm about game over, right? And I didn't know at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I was one of them cats. I was kind of like, always had like a chip on my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was a little cocky. And Vincent goes to me after I score a game and walked off the court. Who got, you know, I was like, who got next? So Vincent comes over to me, you know, and like I said, Vincent is probably about 6, 7, maybe about 8, 9 years older than I am. And obviously Kenny, and I didn't even know who Kenny Smith was at the time. This is back to the time when Kenny was like the hot shot king back then, back the Pepsi hot shot back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that's what Kenny was, and I didn't even know. So he goes, "You can't shoot." I'm like, "What? Can't shoot?" I go, "You just see me just do them?" He goes, "You can't shoot."
Your voice went out. Yeah. Hold on. Your vocals. Hold on for a sec. Yeah. Fix your can't hear you.
Yeah, we good?
There you go. Hear you now, yeah?
Yeah, so he was like, you can't shoot, whatever.
We're gonna wait till he get his camera together real quick. Think his phone is buffering. Yeah, we back.
Yeah. That was
I can't really see you now. Bring the phone down some.
Good?
No. Only can see the top of your head. Bring it down some more. No, bring your phone. There you go. Come on, some more.
Got it?
There you go.
Modern technology. Anyway, so the story, so he put me through this workout, and it was like the hardest thing I ever done in my life. And
right.
From that day on, you know, he taught me to.
Hold on for a second. Can you move the camera down? Move the camera down some more, man. Yeah. There you go. Bring it down the way you had before. It's pointing too much up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. So it was, like I said, it was the hardest workout I ever been through in my life. And from that point on, like that, he was like every word that he said, I listened to, because he challenged me in a way that nobody else had challenged me. And from then on, like, you know, they say about New York guards can't shoot and whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
He was like, he taught like the fundamentals, the whole, you know, we have a lunch tray and the whole thing to follow through and what we're supposed to do. And from then on, I made it my point to be a good shooter. But also knowing what hard work is. Like, he would teach us, you know, give us these workouts. You know how like these kids have trainers now? Like, you think they need people to work them out. He taught us that we don't need a trainer. Like, he'll show me a workout. Now go do it yourself. It's like,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the things. So he's been a big inspiration to me, you know, since then, since I was about 12 years old. So that's about almost 40-something years, bro, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So much respect to him. And like I said, and that's one of the reasons that I coach now and I give back, because I had guys like that in my life that, and don't get me wrong, I was a little knucklehead too, but basketball, to actually one of the first questions you asked me, as far as the love for the game,
Yeah.
he kind of instilled in me a lot more. So I owe a lot to Vincent Smith.
Salute to the Smith brothers, man, for sure.
No doubt.
For sure. So where did that chip come from, man? Because I know you ain't really take too much from anybody, man.
Nah, well, that's just how I was wired, man. You know, being a short guard, point guard, and like I said, and that's another part of the story too. It's like, you know, everywhere I went, it was always he good, but he's small, he's tall,
and then once they said you couldn't shoot, you made sure you tightened that up.
The worst thing you could tell me is I couldn't do something. Like it's funny. Like even that picture, one of the pictures I sent you, I ain't gonna tell you, which was coach. You know, coach would say, send them left, and I used to laugh, like, and I would just start skipping. I just black out. I mean, it was just crazy. Like, coach used to call me like, you little asshole. Like, look, but that's the way I was, man. It's like,
right.
It's like, okay, like, and that's another thing. When you tell these kids, like, your strong hand, work just as hard with your left hand. I got tired of coaches saying that, send them left, to the point where most of the time I dribble left. The ball's mostly in my left hand. I became almost left-handed with the dribble when I'm coming up the court, because it just took over. The left hand took over. So
well, hold on for a sec. Can you do me a favor? Came out the door. Thanks. It's when you right-handed in New York City, that left hand become your boogie hand, right? Because now that Ross Strickland know what I was talking about. I put that out there, that boogie hand, because it allows you to do and maneuver the defense in a way that if you was right-handed, it just seemed like you
couldn't do it. Yeah,
you only could go right? Because that's what the mentality everybody would have.
It's like when you say go left, it's like that music go off, and now it's time.
Right.
Do your thing. Yeah. That's exactly. And coach used to be like, yo, I'm like, it's like send them left. I'm like, no, you just didn't say that. Y'all in for it. So yeah. So I mean, the chip was just, I mean, it's what it was, and it just fueled me. If you told me I couldn't, man, coach would say, well, you're not gonna start over this kid. You're not going over. You're gonna do this. You're gonna have to sit behind him. All right, I'm good with that. I'm good. I'm approved. And like I said, that hard work, like, I don't want nothing handed. I never want anything handed to me. Everything I did, I had to earn it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But that's a lesson that kids should learn, right? Because things ain't gonna be handed to you in life.
Nah.
And a lot of kids, if they're not picked first or they're not one of the lead dudes, they usually give up on a situation or quit and be like, man, I'm heading to the streets. Well, not just keep putting in the work. Yeah. Keep putting in the work, because your time will come, right? It's not going to be instant. And a lot of guys who get that instant, by the time you catch them, they probably on their way back down.
Yeah, well, a lot of cats, they peak or they hit that ceiling, and it's like they don't work hard anymore. And that's one of the things I've always, you know, and once again, it goes back to that day in the gym at Lost Battalion with Vince. It's like, yo, you always work hard. You always need to be pushed. I mean, I've done it, and it's helped me in life. I mean, basketball, you know, I must say, has helped me in life. I mean, it's taught me a lot of lessons that helped me become a better father, helped me become a better professional person. It helps you in life. So yeah, those are things you can't necessarily teach. You just got to go through them.
What summer leagues did you play in coming up?
Man, I played everywhere, man. I played everywhere, man. It was fun.
Let's talk about it.
Well, you know what? It's like ever since I was like 12 years old. So like I would go to, like, I started playing for the church. So that was another thing. So Vincent, brother Kenny, was playing for Riverside, and so he was like, all right, when you ready, like, once again, you out there, you did what you need to do in the neighborhood. We're gonna take you uptown. So I go uptown to Riverside, whatever, and you know, make the team. So we start playing in Citywide. You know, you had Citywide back then, but Citywide had different sites, in different boroughs. So depending on what was
Yo,
going
yo,
on,
hold on for a second. Let me just ask. Do you have a citywide shirt?
you know, you know what? My citywide shirt, my Elm Court shirt, my Riverside bags, my Riverside jackets. I had like when I left to go to school, like I just went from Jamaica, from when I was in Southside, I left all that stuff with my aunts. And my aunts took all that stuff. Dude, I kept all of my brothers. He took some of it too when he was going to Norfolk State. So he used to rock all my stuff too. But so a lot of that stuff, bro, I don't even know where that stuff is now, man. But those are things you cherish, man. You look back on them, and those are iconic, you know, pieces of material that you look back on.
Yeah.
Now, you go, wow.
Pat Alphonse is on a search. We couldn't come up with anything. The only thing we could come up with was my guy, Michael Messiah, sent me him and his brother citywide ID cards.
Wow. But the thing about it, you know, they changed. That logo was the same. Shirt was the same forever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes. It represented the city.
Yep. It was crazy. So, but yes, I would go up. So I would leave early in the morning, get my 2 tokens. My aunt and my mom's would give me 2 tokens, right, for the bus and for the subway. That was to get where I was going. Right. That was on me, fam. Like once again, it goes back to these kids now. They get dropped off, picked up everywhere.
They get Ubered everywhere.
So they gave me my 2 tokens. It was up for me to figure out how I got back. So I would go uptown all the way up to the Bronx, to the Valley. That was one of the sites way up there by Co-op City. So I would start there. We play there early in the morning. We come back down. So after we finish up there, we come back downtown, playing Boise Yesteryear.
Yes.
Either on Riverside Drive or 39th Street and Atlantic Ave.
Yep.
Then we shoot downtown to Citywide, to the other site, which is on was that 66th Street down there. And we go to that.
Right.
Then from there,
by Central Park.
Yep. And then from there, I would either go to like somewhere like Left Rack to finish there, or I go someplace like Elm Court. That was on a Saturday. Then from there, I turn back around, do it again on a Sunday. That's what I did. And then so that's how like a lot of people know me too, because I was always touching different spots. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see me here, next minute we move into the next tournament downtown, or the next tournament in the next borough, something like that. So yeah, I played everywhere. Every tournament in Queens, I played in. I played uptown. You know, later on, played in the city colleges, and you know, and some of them other tournaments we ain't gonna talk about on here that I played in. You know what I'm saying?
In the money tournaments.
I hear nothing you say just there. I hear nothing you say just there. I don't know nothing about that.
Yo, bro, you forget I'm a fellow New York baller too. So anyway, we're gonna get into the next question.
I know.
So my next question was gonna be why Malloy, you know, and why not Malloy? But I see you had some mentors.
Yeah.
Were they steering you in that direction?
Well, once again, it was like, and like I said, you know, things are a lot different now than how back then. And I'm of a certain age. We always respected our elders. We always looked up to our elders. Some of us came from one-parent households, or moms worked, or the parents worked, whatever. So, you know, I had, you know, from Mr. B at LBA at Lost Battalion Hall, from Vincent, you know, Mr. Lloyd's, whatever that, you know, that is there, Pierre Turner, you know, all these guys that were influential in my life. And then also as a player, you know, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have somebody up on Google. So when you
nobody was walking around with a big ass camera on either.
But we didn't have any of that. So when you saw somebody play, or somebody said watch, you know, like I became a student of the game, and I always like tried to pick little things up from everybody that I watched. Like and Kenny was a good example of somebody that, you know, once again, he's a great individual, great human being, good student. I was a good student. I was a knucklehead, But I went to public school. I was always in the smart classes. You know what I'm saying? I was always like the bell ring. I'm by the bathroom hanging out with everybody, talking to the chicks and hanging out with my dudes. And then I'm the last one in the class. But meanwhile, I got all the honor students in my class. But I'm still, I'm book smart, whatever. So it was like I need to make sure I stay on the right path. And Malloy was a great opportunity. Back then it was tough to get into. Like and don't get me wrong, I could have went to these other Catholic schools, the Christ the Kings, the McClancy's. I could have had my pick any, but I pretty much wanted to follow the path of Kenny because that was kind of like he was like I looked up to him. I'm a grown man. No, it is what it is.
Nah, it's all good. This is yeah.
Because he set a good example for me, and that was like, you know what, I want to make sure, I got cats that I could have went this way and that way, whatever. I wanted to stay on a certain path because I wanted a better life for me and my family, and that was kind of what it was. So Malloy was that opportunity, and that's why I went to Malloy. It was challenging. Like I said, nothing was given to me at all. No promise. It's not like Mr. Curran recruited us. It's like back then it was no, and that's the crazy thing about it. It's like, okay, you coming when you showed up, whatever he had, that was obviously that changed over the years, but he really didn't recruit. It's like other schools recruited you recruited Malloy, and that was kind of that was kind of like the difference. Like, I know cats that I played at the church with. I know half my team was going to a talent time or this school or that school, and it was all good because that was that was the plug that was there. But as far as us, later on it became a different situation. But when I was coming, it was like, yo, I want to go there, and I want to be challenged, and that was kind of why I went there. So yeah.
Who was your toughest competition back then?
In high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, man. Catholic school, CHSAA was tough, man. We had Talent Time was tough. Christ the King was always tough. Who else? On the Brooklyn side, you had Lachlan, who was tough. Back when James Majors was there. You had Zavarian was tough. When Paco and them was there. We did, bro. It was the Catholic school was. Even in Queens, you had like Holy Cross with the Band-Aid. Derek Chivas, he was there.
Right.
You can name so like it was, and it was crazy because, and this is the other thing too. It's like these kids, they come in as freshmen. They expect to play varsity as a freshman and this, that, and the other. And if it ain't right, they moving on. Bro, you ain't played varsity as a freshman, bro.
Right.
You played freshman basketball, and you sat and you waited and whatever, and that was it. So once again, it was like a rite of passage. You had everything, you had to sit back and like this. I remember Chibs when Chibs came to Malloy. He came the year after I left, bro. Coach Curran sat Chibs the first quarter every game. Chibs never started a game his freshman year at Malloy. So,
yo, it's not to be funny. Hold on. I want to make some noise for that right there because, yo, and Kenny didn't have a problem with that. And the only reason why I'm making some noise because that was the only reason why we was able to beat them. Because if you'd have played all 4 quarters.
Bro, like we'll talk. He sat there like
this guy had 21 points in 3.5 quarters.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. You better get that.
And didn't whine, didn't complain.
He sat there. Coach Curran right there. He sat right there, and whatever it was, it was whatever it was. He know after the first quarter's off, that warm up was coming off. And it was we was trying to do everything we could before this guy got in the game. And even 30 years later, when he came on the show and we talked about it, he said, yo, G, Coach wanted me to do that, and I ain't have a problem with it. Still to this day. Bro, you know what?
Let's make some noise for Kenny Anderson right there, man. Like, that's real.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Like, even like Coach Curran, like some of the things that Coach Curran did, like I ain't like I didn't understand them back then, but look, that's the way it was. That was the law, And you did it. Now I look back on it. Now I see why. You know why he did it. And like a lot of times he would do things to test you, to see what you were made of. And once again, it prepared, like he prepared me for life, man. Like one of the things I always said, but I wish my sons, he was still around because I wanted my sons to go there, but they didn't have the opportunity because he passed away. But but still, he instilled a lot. Like anybody that went to Malloy, they'll all say the same thing. Jack is like he that dude, all of us, man.
No, definitely legendary, and rest in peace.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to your sons later, but let's talk about the spelling of your name, man, and the problems it caused over the years.
It's funny, over the years, it still does. Bro, man. I get, it's so many stories behind it, and it's like no matter where, like that's why like when you look people up, it's like the spelling of my name. Like obviously the internet now, you look at it, you spell it with an IS, you spell it with an O, with a US, you spell it with a O in the middle instead of a U in the middle.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, so like everybody, they don't call me a Dolphins, right? So everybody butchered that name, whatever. So around when I was 16, 17, everybody started calling, actually probably a little bit before they started calling me AD. Let's cut that short. Let's just use the two initials, all right, AD. And plus, back before then, I was wearing number 4. That was the other thing. I was wearing number 4, and I was a big fan of Adrian Dantley back then too. So that's how AD came about. So like even my professional name, and like nobody in the professional world, nobody calls me by I call my government. Nobody calls me by my government. They don't even know my name. They know me as AD. They didn't call me DR or A whatever. They butchered that up too. But it's like everybody since I was 16, 17 has been calling me AD, and it's stuck to me this whole time. But even when I get somebody my license and they look at it, and I just start laughing because I'm like, go ahead, try it. Go ahead. And they'll say it, and they'll like,
a Dolphins? A Dolphins?
They go, what? They go, and they'll say, oh, I know somebody. Oh, that's a cute. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, look, call me AD. And like I said, it just stuck with me. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Everybody, since I was 16, 17, and it just stuck with me. Even my mom, my mother, she don't even call me by my government. She called me D. She called me DD Adapt, AD, whatever. She don't even call me by what she named me. And it's after my grandfather. That's where the name comes from. So my mother named me my grandfather, but obviously, trying to be different or trying to pay respect to him, it caused me a lifetime of strife when it comes to names, brother. So yeah. So you butchered it. You were not the first. You sure enough won't be the last, fam. You sure enough won't be the last.
Hey, man, and I ain't got a problem. I fixed it right up too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No.
So what was the recruiting process like for you back then?
You know what? It was that was crazy too. Like, so coming out of coming out of high school, it was different. You ain't have, all these, these camp websites, all this other stuff. We ain't really have AAU. We were more club teams back then. So you played locally, and then you might have played in a tournament, BCI, one of them joints out in Arizona or like California. If you were lucky enough to play for the Church or the Gauchos, one of them. So I had a good junior year. So quick story, I had this, and this is how powerful Mr. Curran was, and I didn't even know it at the time. So he goes to me. This is after Kenny had went to North Carolina. All these different coaches came through. And so when they all come through and kiss the ring, see Mr. Curran. Even if they were, and like I said, once again, I didn't know it at the time. Like you either landed in JFK or LaGuardia. Malloy stuck right in the middle of both of them. So when you came into town, that was usually, like you got to go have go to Cat's Deli or have a Junior's cheesecake. You had to go to Curran. That was kind of the thing. So I met all these different coaches, whatever. So Kenya went to Malloy. All right. So then the next year, then behind him was this little guard, John Martinson, kid from Rockaway. He was in the backcourt my junior year. So the thing about it, he said to me, well, John's gonna start. All right, that's fine. He's gonna play the point. All right. So you're gonna have to come off. You're gonna have to come off behind them. All right. So every day in practice, I wore John ass out. Pardon my French. So that picture that I sent you, right, the one down in Myrtle Beach in the Belt Beach Ball Classic tournament, that was the first game. That was like the third or fourth game. That was the first game I started. I was coming off the bench before then. After that, I started the rest of the time. But I wasn't playing the point. I was playing the two. He let John play the point and I played the two. I'm 5'9", 8 on a good day, right? And that's the crazy thing about it. So I'm off the ball, and that's why I said whatever it was, it was a challenge wherever he did it. But he wanted to get Martinson looks. Long short of it, Martinson wound up going to Georgia Tech, is where he went. And big white boy Steve Kratzer wanted to go to Richmond. So anyway, I have a good summer, good camp, good AFB camp, good whatever, good, different tournaments at the church, all tournament, all the stuff. So he goes to me, he goes, where do you want to go? I looked at him, where do I want to go? He goes, I can do you just like I did like Martinson. I can, wherever you want to go. And, I'm thinking, North Carolina. Nah. I was like, nah. I was like, so anyway, so I said, nah, coach, let's go. Whatever I earn is where I'm supposed to go. So I was getting recruited like Navy Academy. So actually, Navy Academy, this back when David Robinson was still there.
Yeah.
But check it out, fam. I can't swim. You have to after you. I still can't swim, man.
Shit.
So after you graduate, you gotta serve 5 years on a ship.
Right.
Like, we not doing none of that. I had who else? I had like Bridgeport, Manute Bowl. I'm like, where y'all putting me? Little guard with all these big men. They put one of me to play at Bridgeport, Manute Bowl. Then I had schools like University of North Carolina, Charlotte. I had University of Hartford, and then Brooklyn College. So it was like a bunch of schools, but once again, back then, little guards is like, they don't always translate to Division I, long and short. So Brooklyn College started, got on me, and what they did is they recruited me, and they recruited one of my teammates from Riverside, Andre Blackett, who went to Talent Time. So long and short, they recruited us together, sort of this package. They played off of that, yada, yada, yada. They sold us on the schedules. The schedule was crazy. We playing Syracuse. We playing North Carolina State. We playing Ohio State. We doing this. We doing that. We staying home. We could be, big fish in a little pond. I bought it. You know what I'm saying? I bought it. Went there. The year was the year. There was a lot of ups and a lot of downs. So, we played there. I played there my freshman year, averaged about 8 points, 4 assists, whatever it was, as a freshman. Started, 30, 31 games, all the games, whatever.
Okay.
But things weren't kind of right. So I was like, we got to bounce. And so I went to Mr. Lloyd's. I was like, I need to, so he's like, well, if you go back to Division I, you're going to have to sit out. You got to go, junior college route. And that's how I ended up at Trinidad State. So Trinidad State, went there myself, and Mr. Lloyd would send a couple kids from the church there every year or whatever. My year was me, Nate Poindexter, and Anthony Robinson was there. Before that, Benny Gordon was there, who played at
Right.
Yeah, so that was my man, Benny Beagle. He was there, did his and then I went there for a year. And the funny thing about it, when I went there, my man, when I got there, Coach Topol, he got thighs the size of boulders, fam. Always wear them, them big, them coaching shorts, them big.
The bike joints.
Yo, son, he was and his calves be like this, and he got this reddish brown hair. Coach Topol,
right?
He was like, yo, they just came off of a finish at the Nationals, whatever the year before. They had a guard there, my man Joe. He's like Joe. He sat behind Benny. He gonna be the point guard. I'm like, okay. He goes, you can play behind him, or you can redshirt. I said, Coach, I'm only gonna be here 1 year. Oh. So next thing you know, Joe started. All right, 2-3 games in the season. We played these cats from New Mexico military. My man Richard House and them. And he couldn't come up. He couldn't break the press. Go get him.
He had a heart.
He could, bro, because he couldn't handle that heat. I got in the game, did what I needed to do, start the rest of the year. You saw the stats. He was 26 or 27-4. Yada yada yada. I mean, junior college was fun, but bro. We flew to Colorado to take a bus another 4 hours just to get there. Them junior college stories is crazy. That's why I said, man, these kids don't. So anybody that's played junior college, and a lot of my brother has, they understand what it is, man. So I'm like, nah. So all right. So then I went to So we, whatever. I had a couple schools, University of Colorado, North Carolina, Wilmington, back here, and the University of Portland. So the University of Portland thing happened because they was recruiting one of my teammates, my man from Fort Lauderdale, Demetrius Hall, because they already had a point guard. Right, this is how things crazy work out. So they already had a point guard. Their point guard was Greg Anthony at the time, and Greg Anthony went to Portland and just did his thing his freshman year. But he was going back to UNLV. So while they was recruiting my man Demetrius, they saw me. And so when after the season was over, they got word that Greg was leaving. They was like, yo, we've been seeing this guard all this time. And it was my man Coach Casson and Jack Avina who recruited me to come up there. We went up there. And it fooled us because Portland, it rained a lot. Right? It rained, it's the rain, the Rose City, whatever. When we was there, it rained the whole time. It was
salute.
They fooled us, son. They called the guys and yo, make it sunshine the whole time. It was
wow.
So long and short of it, all right, me and my man say, let's go to another package deal. Let's go there together. We went there, and we wanted, and the thing about it was, they wound up firing Jack during that summer. So me and Meek was there. So the coach that recruited us was gone. So
damn.
So now we out. I'm 25,000 miles from home. I'm like, yo, all right, we out there, right? And they bring in Larry Steele. Now I don't know, Larry Steele, former NBA player, Portland Trail Blazer, never had coached anything in his life. He was an announcer for the Blazers, but they wanted somebody. Oh yeah, fam. Yeah, this is politics. This is how politics work. Yeah.
Hold on. Bring me back. Say this again.
Okay, Larry Steele, right?
Yes.
Resume. Played in Kentucky. Played in the NBA. Played for the Blazers. Played with Big Red, Bill Walton, all that. He was an announcer for the Trailblazers. He never coached anything in his life. No head coach, nothing. So they gave him the job because University of Portland has a dome. It's called a Child Center. So they figured he'd be the face of the program. It'll draw people to the Child Center.
He looked the part.
Oh, he looked. Oh no. He was running for councilman. He was a politician for real.
Got you.
So here we go. He didn't recruit me. Whatever he was left with, whatever Jack Avina had left over. So I wound up, we ain't really hit it off. And he basically started every other guard. He went through 4 guards before he got to me. Right. But I still played like every game. I mean, I'll never forget this. We were about to play. So we played in the West Coast Athletic Conference. So that was Pepperdine. That was Loyola Marymount with Hank and Bo and them. So Gonzaga wasn't good like they are now. So the cream of the conference was Loyola Marymount, Pepperdine, and like Santa Clara. Those are like, and St. Mary's. Those are the best teams. So we about to play. The bump is Pepperdine. Our bump was Pepperdine and Loyola together because those are the 2 like California, like the LA team.
Oh, they was in the NCAA every year.
Yeah, so but that
Pepperdine was upsetting a lot of people back in the day.
Yeah, because matter of fact, the kid that went to USC with Bowen Hank was Tom Lewis. White boy went to my nice. So that was their crew. So we would play them back to back. We played one on a Thursday and played the other on a Saturday. So the little guard, the guard that was ahead of me, he was a local kid that was playing. We called him High Five because he always high five. It looked like Barney Rubble. He was always high fiving dudes. So we called it High Five. High Five got like mono. He's like, all right. So then he looks. So then he comes, And meanwhile, I'm dragging people in practice, but it is what it is. So he goes to me. He goes, John got mono. You next up. You're gonna play. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. He goes, you nervous? I'm like, nervous? I looked at him like he was crazy. I'm like, what?
You know where I'm from?
So long and short of it, right? So against, we wind up playing Pepperdine. We only lose by like 8 or 9 points, whatever. Then we play against Loyola 2 days later, and then we lose to them, but we don't turn we don't turn the ball over. The ball ain't going everywhere, whatever, and we want to lose to them. So the moral of the story. So the next time we played Loyola, so they were scoring like 130, 120 some points a game, right? We lost to them the next 2 times by 6 and by 3. And all those times I was running the point. So that tells you. So that was like the last 17 games of the season I played.
Did you guys stall the ball?
What was that?
Did you guys stall or you guys just played?
No, you couldn't against them, bro. Because what they did is they face guarded you. So they made you so they full court press you the whole time. So
and kind of force you to shoot.
Yeah, so they force you to speed the game up, or force you to, like, it's fool's gold. You trying to throw long passes, or you got to run a press offense every time.
Got you.
But what it was, the reason I was so good against them is because I was on a scout team. So I was the guy that did the film all the time on them. So I had to simulate their offense on against our starters. So that's when he told me. So when he said you're gonna, I'm like, dude, you just had me go through all this. I know what they do. So like they would try to press, and I would go get the ball, and I would break the press by myself. They couldn't press it. They would speed us other times because you beat your man. Then you got layups in it, but I was throwing alley-oops, catches, missing dunks. Because what they do is they literally try to wear you out, and then they get the ball up the floor and they shoot threes, and they figure either they're gonna hit threes or Big Hank gonna come and get the rebound and clean everything up. So, bro, it was crazy. But you slow the game. You slow the game. You gotta have patience and slow the game down with them. I mean, but the score, it's still gonna be 120s, 130s each time.
How would that style of play do now in this day and era?
Oh, it would still work. It would still work. The way these kids are now, but the funny thing about that too, right? Like their offense, when I coach, like when I used to have my younger kids, I used to run their offense the whole time. Like we would press and run their offense because it's like everything now is spacing the floor and pick and roll and whatever. You didn't necessarily, like, you had a big man, but you used the big man to set picks. So you leave the big man at the elbow. So my bigs, I'm like, I go, y'all get rebounds, y'all get putbacks. We ain't calling the offense for you. And that's what my guards run up the floor, my shooters, my point guard get to the rack, or we P&R and we going. That's what we do. So they are. So the
great strategy. Yeah.
So he was ahead. So he was ahead of his time with it. I mean, they say he was like Paul Westhead was a mad scientist. Bro, it was crazy, man. Like everybody thinks, like, and I'm gonna say this, like Hank was a monster. Hank was a monster, but he's not. He wasn't as skilled as some of these guys are today. He was just so athletic and so relentless, but his skill, like he couldn't shoot free throws. That's why on the free throw line he was shooting his free throws left-handed because he couldn't shoot. But he was a monster. But these cats today, these kids, and their skill sets, that's the difference in the game today. Their skill sets, but it's all here and here with them. They don't necessarily have that all the time, but their skill set is crazy. So it would definitely do good. If you can run it, it definitely works. It definitely works. Yeah. And then the next year they brought in my man Eric Spoelstra, so I played with him for a year too.
Oh, okay, okay. What was he, assistant?
No. Eric Spoelstra. He played at University of Portland too. That was
Oh,
yes. That's
oh, okay.
yeah.
My bad, and I forgot he's young too. That's right, that's right.
Yep.
How was he as a baller?
What was that?
How was he as a ball player?
He was good. He was real good. He was quiet. I mean, he's a good dude. Me and him chopped up a couple times, every so often. But like I said, we had our battles too. But he a good dude, man. He definitely a good dude, man, for sure. Yeah.
Cool. And you finished up at Portland.
Yeah, finished up in Portland. You know, got my degree. Had a couple incidents happen, but you know, and like I said, but I finished up there, got my degree. I wasn't coming back home without a degree after
That's
all
right. That's
all
right.
this hard work. You know, like I said, I owed it to myself, owed it to my family, owed it to the people that, you know, looked out for me around the way that, you know, that I had to come home with a degree, and I did. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I, you know, speak to a lot of guys on here about the transition from basketball to the real world, right? And how sometimes it can be difficult for a lot of people. Can you tell our audience, how was your transition from basketball life to the real world?
Well, you know what, it's you know, reality hit kind of quick, because what happened was, you know, like when I finished up, I had a couple offers to go play overseas, but like I said, I was like, nah, I didn't want to be. I wanted to be here. Fortunately, and this was kind of my start of my professional career. We were a Nike sponsored school, and Nike's out in Oregon, up in Beaver, about 45 minutes away. So one of my first jobs was working with Nike. So it was like a natural transition, because back then they wanted athletes, they wanted people that were involved in sports. And so a lot of things that I learned in sports, I was able to utilize on the professional side of it. So basketball helped me out a lot. Being a good teammate, being able to listen, being able to analyze things, it helped me transition real well to the real world. So
That's dope, man. That's dope. How did you get into coaching?
Coaching, I mean, well, because I wanted to get back. You know, like I said, it's one of those things, like, you know, they always Vincent, Pierre always emphasize being able to get back. So my daughter was, so I would help out Riverside coach every now and then when I came home or whatever during the summers. But then I really got started with my oldest daughter. So we were actually living in Freehold, New Jersey, and she wanted to play rec basketball. So she signed up for the girls league or whatever, and I was gonna coach. She's like, Dad, can you coach? I'm like, all right, cool, I'll coach. So the guy that ran the rec league was the old Xaverian coach, Lou Piccola. Coach Piccola, who moved out to Coach Neck, New Jersey, he ran the league. So he's like, Gaffney, I got good news and I got bad news. He goes, you can coach. He goes, you know, the bad news is your daughter can't play with the girls. There's not enough. He goes, the good news is she can play with the boys, and you got to coach. And that's how I started. So from then on, I started coaching her. Then I started coaching boys, and I've been coaching ever since. And this is my daughter's. This is probably over 20 something, almost 30 years now. I've been coaching.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been I was dabbling in it for a little bit, but then when I started having kids and I started being involved in them, then I started getting involved with, you know, the kids got better, started getting involved with these programs. You know, next thing you know, I've had some of the best kids around in the state of New Jersey and around. You know, when they were coming through, you know, I like coaching the younger kids. I've coached high school, I've coached AAU, I've coached on the circuit, whatever. I like coaching the younger kids because they're moldable, they're shapeable. When they get older, the bad habits, if they haven't been taught certain things, you got to break all these habits. You deal with a lot of the noise. Younger kids, you can mold and shape them and teach them. And like I said, I got kids now that come up to me and they say, Coach, he goes, you were hard on us, but now we know why.
Yeah.
You know, because and they go, we wish you would have listened more to you. So that's an testament to, like, I guess I must have been doing something good. So yeah.
And how did you hook up with Team Rio?
So we had so that was my daughter. I coached my oldest son. He was with we were in NJABC back then. I was helping run that program, coach the older guys, and then I started coaching. The director wanted me to do middle school and do younger guys, like bring a feeder system. So I started coaching my middle son too, Jalen. So what happened is we started locally. We started locally, and then we just built up. So we went from NJABC to we were like this little local team. To then we became this little force in Jersey, and then I moved from NJABC to We Are One to Izod, and then but I was getting what happened was I was getting all these kids. Like these kids, we play against these different teams. We smack these kids. Like you look at us and like, all right, we're gonna beat them. We smack them. We 30-piece them, 20-piece them. Like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, yo, it is what it is. But the kids were playing just like how I played. Like I literally would sick my kids.
Tough.
Like I would literally sick my kids on like, yo, go. I'm like, yo, get them. I go, we pressing them as soon as they get out their car. And that's what it was. So we came this. So what happened was I was getting kids from Maryland. I was getting kids from Pennsylvania. I was getting whatever. So we wind up, through politics and whatever else, meeting up with a bunch of cats, because what happened is you get up the ladder, you need money, you need guys to take care of that. So, a couple came at me. We want to, support you guys. And that's how Team Rio formed, because me and Brian Klasky, we've been friends for a long time. I was, they were Central Jersey Hawks. And, we started doing, we kept in touch, but we would always smack them. And he's like, yo, you can't beat them, join them type. No, this is real talk. You can't beat them, join them type of thing. And, we would still get the best kids, but we wanted to give them a platform where we can also train them as well as develop them. And that's our kind of Team Rio. That was the whole foundation of Team Rio. Team Rio was partly sponsored by Mario Chalmers, but it was also a training component of that too. And it grew to something that was just crazy. I had some of the best kids in the country at one time.
So are you actually a part of the heads of the organization, or there's somebody else that runs the organization?
Well, somebody else runs the organization now. I got 5 kids. I try to step back. It's like I try to step back, and then they keep pulling me back in. Like I got you. Like right now, like I stopped coaching because I wanted to enjoy my son. My son playing. Now they got, but then I have my youngest son. He's still playing too. So I try to help out wherever I can. Coach is in my blood. That's what I do. And so I still do, but I help out every now and then. I have a little development. A program called Team Gaffney. So we do that every couple seasons during the year. Component of practice, training, as well as games. So that's the sort of a package per season. Spring, winter, fall type of deal. In conjunction with whatever I do on the AAU circuit with Team Rio.
How far are you from Sicklerville?
Say again?
You heard me?
Nah,
I said, how far are you from Sicklerville?
How far from Sicklerville?
Yeah.
That's down about AC. That's about 45 minutes an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
More down there.
No, my brother lives out there. I have a grandnephew who loves the game, and I have a feeling that he's going to be great. He's one of those kids where you don't have to kind of like, you want to play basketball? He kind of came out like that.
Really? How old is he?
I think Mason got to be 6 or 7.
Okay.
But my brother would take him to the ends of the earth, to wherever he needs to go to get to the next level. But he's just a kid who loves the game, and I know someday he's destined for greatness, whatever he does.
Like I tell you, bro, I'm here for the kids, man. So anything I can do to help out, and that's one of the things. Even back in the day, man, my home became the kids' home. Like I'm like, dude, your mom drop you off. They can go. You good here.
Right.
Whatever you need. If you need me to take you home, during the week after practice. I mean, you become like a surrogate father to these kids, and
That's right.
that's what you do. Like that's part of why I do it, because like I said, there was times I was hungry, there was times I didn't have, and like I said, I've named a bunch of them. Fred Neal was another one. I mean, I got all these guys that at some point helped me out, with my plight, which I'm fortunate with. So yeah, so that's a big reason why I do what I do. So,
well, your guys showing you love. Kenny Anderson say he love you.
Yeah.
Stu Barnett want to say what's up.
Big Stu,
He in
what
the
up?
building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Gilliam was showing you all kind of love. It's like, that's my guy, whatever. So definitely you guys stick together, man. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm here.
You still there? You there? All right, cool. So you said your kid's playing ball or whatever. Tell me about your son that's playing ball right now. Who's that? Jalen playing right now?
Yeah, one is at UConn. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start from. It was your daughter was the first one, right?
Yeah, my daughter was the first one. She played a little bit. She played basketball. She played softball, and then she wound up playing all the way through high school, and then she wound up doing other things in college. So then I have my oldest son, Anthony, who actually played basketball and football. He wound up. He was a 1,000-point scorer in basketball. He was all knapsack in football. Wound up going to Princeton, and was 5-time Ivy League player at Princeton. So he's finished up. He's working out in California now. Jalen's the middle child. He's at UConn, and he's a sophomore. Marcus is my youngest son. He's a junior at Northern Burlington local school right now, and he's playing football and basketball like Anthony did. And then and then I have my youngest daughter, who's Micaiah. She plays a little bit of basketball too. So it's in the family.
That's dope. Yeah. So give me your best high school, college, and pro player you played against.
Wow.
One of each. One high school, one college, one pro.
Okay. All right. So, best high school player toughest.
Who?
Toughest high school player I probably played against. John Johnson.
John Johnson. My God, Talaton, great. Definitely. That's my guy. I speak to John all the time.
Yeah, Johnny Ice Cream. Johnny, yeah, it was him and probably.
They call him Johnny Ice Cream?
That's what we call him, Johnny Ice Cream. You know what he calls him. He knows why we call him Johnny Ice Cream. Lamar, when he used to play with the Sun Devils, they used to have this clear out play. And he go, Johnny, and he go, ice cream. So we call him Johnny Ice Cream.
Got you. College.
Toughest player there that became a pro was probably Gary Payton.
Got you. That locks down both of them right there.
Yeah, that was the glove was.
That locks down both of them right there.
Yeah, the glove was he was different, brother. He was like you had basically somebody coming at that was 6'3" and talk more in a little bit, bucking ball. Like he was coming like he was like, yo, I'm about that life. He was the glove was different, bro. Yeah. Not too many people like him, man. Yeah.
So one question I forgot to ask you, bro.
What's up?
You played against a lot of dudes, and starting off, you had a chip on your shoulder because a lot of people doubted you because of your size, and then you had Kenny Smith say you couldn't shoot, so you had to prove him wrong. Who ass did you bust to let you know that you was one of those dudes?
I done got everybody at some point in time. I done got everybody. Put it this way. I'm gonna say this right now. I ain't gonna put nobody on, but that's like.
No. Listen. It's all good because we giving their flowers right now.
No. What I'm saying is, like, when you played against me.
All right, hold on. We're gonna save that. and we're gonna come back. Cause we run out some time, then I'm gonna show you your artwork, all right?
All right.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna come back. For sure, for sure. Cause I definitely want to hear this, fam. I definitely want to hear this. For sure. All right. Where was that, man? We was talking about who asked you, Bus, right?
You crazy, boy. You crazy. You crazy.
Listen,
Gee,
bro. At some point, somebody gotta get the business. That's just what it is. This is not being disrespectful.
No, I'm not. I'll never be disrespectful, man.
Look. I remember playing against Mike Morrison. I always tell this story. Mike Morrison gave me 30 and was talking to me the whole game. Mind you, my team beat them. Everybody who I say kind of gave me the business besides Anthony Mason, my team won, right? But at the end of the day, you know you in there, you fighting back and you giving it back to them. But he was patting me on my back, shooting the three, he running down the court. He was like, yo, you good. Don't let nobody tell you ain't good. You play hell of a defense.
Right.
Never forget it.
No doubt.
What was that moment for you, bro?
Bro, I can't remember, man.
Word?
No,
One of the toughest guards in New York City history?
No. So my thing is, like, I think a lot of cats was good. I had names, but when they went up against me, like it was like, all right, after the game, good game. Like it was never like you got 30 and I got 2. It was like, all right, I got 30, you got 28. You got 30, I got 24. Like everybody I play will tell you that. That's one of the things. Like it was no like you don't do that. Now there's some cats I done drug in certain tournaments, but I ain't, that is that is. But most cats and like a lot of cats you had on there, we all boys. We've been played against each other. We don't play with it. That's why I guess I got so much love for them, and they got so much love for me.
That's right. That's right.
And that's why I say, because Stu said I got everybody. I mean, no, but see, I'm always gonna be humble. Like, you know what I'm saying? These my dudes. It's like
right.
If you was that dude, you was that dude. But when you played up against me, you was in for it, baby. You was in for it. We gonna, after the game, we gonna go sip something or whatever. It's all good. Whether it be a quart of water or 40, we gonna do what we do, baby. It's all what it is. It is what it is. And everybody will tell you that. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
But like I said, everybody got it. Everybody got it. Thank you, Stu.
No doubt. Still be on here soon as well, man.
My God.
So, man, look, I know you're doing a lot of good things, man, and you put down your legacy, whatever it is. Nobody can walk in your shoes, right? And what you created, and what you passing down, and what you passing down now to your. And what you say?
I said we not done yet, baby. We still out here working, man.
That's what I said. And what you out here passing down to your kids, and what you're doing now for the next generation, for the last 30 years, man. I want to salute to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Definitely want to give you a crown. You know what I'm saying? From me to you, for sure, man. Because look, when the next time we gonna get to tell our story, man, we don't know how the world is gonna be in the next 5 to 10 years.
You right about that. You know
what I'm saying? And when we talk about New York City basketball, at least one of us can tell it, right? From the perspective that we were there.
Right. Yeah.
And not an outsider coming in and telling our own story. So we get to write our own story and write our own narrative.
Right. No doubt. You're right.
No doubt. Right. So we come to the point of the show where you get to nominate somebody to be on the show.
Right. Okay.
So if you can't think of somebody right now off the top of your head, please get back to me, DM me, and hit me up.
I will.
Right? I'm searching for the Adrian Ortiz. I'm searching for the Brian Reese. I'm searching for the Derek Phelps. I'm searching for these guys. You know what I'm saying?
You done had a lot of people on here, baby. That's why I'm like, yo, he touching them all. And you touching them cats that
look, bro.
Ain't seen in a minute either. Cat's been on milk cartons for a while. You find them, man. You finding them, man. Now we're like the cats I ain't seen in like 30 years, man. I'm like, yo, okay, he doing good. That's cool. It's funny who you had on the other day. My man Russell. I know Russell back with Russell since we went to McClansky. McClansky. I mean, I played back with Russell and Little Lads back in the back.
There you go.
We had Boogaloo, all them cats with us. I remember that's how far we go back. I ain't seen him. You know, I followed him back when he was at Manhattan, but I ain't seen him in a minute, man. So it was good to see he's doing good, man. So you doing?
Yeah, he's on Facebook Live every Tuesday. His show is called Transitional Tuesdays.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. That's the thing, man. I done seen then got caught up on a lot of cats, man. So I appreciate that, man, for sure.
Yeah, look, go on my IG Live and scroll down. You probably get it quicker. The show's quicker on my IG Live than on my feed because you probably got to go through a lot. But if you go on my IGTV, that's where all the 4 interviews are.
All right, cool. I'll definitely.
Right, we go all the way back down to Jerry Ice Reynolds and, you know, Coach Haskins and Norm Roberts and all those other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what? Oh, just went right through my head what I was about to ask you. Okay. Once I think about it and come back, I'm gonna show you a picture real quick.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna do that real quick. But I definitely have one more thing to ask you. Before
you're ready.
Wow.
Hey, you see it?
I see it, yes, sir.
So I was trying to figure out where he got the state from, but when you give me the pictures, I send him the pictures, right?
Yeah. I think that was the Trinidad State one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at this one right here.
College one.
That's who you played against NC State right here.
Yeah, against Nate McMillan Garden. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
That's a good look, man.
Yeah, no. We definitely gonna make sure and get that to you, man. Send me your address in the in my DM, and we'll get that out to you.
Appreciate
after we finish getting out a load of other pictures that we have to get out to people, man.
Right.
But definitely, man. I want to make sure that again we give you flowers, man, and celebrate you, man. One of the toughest point guards in New York City history, man. Adolphus Gaffney, man, for sure.
Salute. Appreciate it, my brother.
No doubt. Make some noise for that, man. For sure. So, yo, man, I don't want to keep you too long, man. I'm going to wrap this up, man. You enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Good looking out, G. Appreciate it.
That's right, man. And look, anything we can do, man, anytime you want to come on. And look, man, we want to do a father-son thing. We did one with LeVar Falk and his son, Isaiah Falk.
I saw that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man. So whenever, y'all guys get it right, like, yo, let's go on Basketball Heads, man. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? We do that real soon.
We got to make sure these jokers can play, man. That's the whole thing, man. These kids is out here chomping at the bit, man. And UConn got a lot of energy coming with them right now, brother. So
yeah.
Maybe.
And this is a high school show, so I always tell people, I always put the high school up. People like, why I put my college? Listen, this is a high school basketball show, right? But I didn't want to start with the young good dudes because they don't really have a story yet,
nah.
Right? I want to get to them. I'll go to their games. I'm going to interview them. Some I'll have come on.
Right.
But I need these guys who have stories, who have done something with their life so these younger guys can look and say, damn, I'm going to take something from him. I'm going to take something from him. I'm going to take this lesson from him. But we need someplace where these guys can study.
Yeah,
And it's not just watching video.
Yeah,
but sometimes you got to sit down and listen to a conversation. and say, damn, you know what? I didn't know this.
That's what we did. That's what we did, man. I mean, I learned a little from Pearl. I learned a little from Kenny. I learned a little from my man Gene Smith. That's Gene Smith is Jalen's godfather. That's my man. So
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I grew up like. The crazy story, quick story, idolizing him. Like, you know, like that's how I played defense. Like I watched him, whatever. And then I was started working out for Nike. He was out there, and we wound up playing in a pro-am, and went up against him. He trying to rip me. I'm laughing at him. He tried. You know, Gene Smith is physical. Long short.
Yes.
We go out after to have a drink or two. Fast forward 2 years later, he moved back to Jersey. I moved back to Jersey with Nike, and we've been boys ever since, man. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. So best defensive guard of all time, baby. Except when he played Pearl. I got you, yeah. I got him, yeah.
Look, and listen, I'm still going after Mark Jackson and Kenny Smith as well.
Yeah.
Need all of New York City great guards.
Yeah.
Pearl not here no more. We can't get Pearl. Ed Davidson not here.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I get all the guys up here, man.
Yeah. No doubt.
That's right.
No doubt. All right,
all right, man.
Be good,
Have
man.
a good
Appreciate
one.
it, brother.
For sure. Peace.
We on the radio now, and we killing us. That's why they feeling us now. We